Right, 2-2-2-4, good luck. Oh, we have played a couple of times before. Let's just play the normal carol. Okay. Opponent has 7. Oh, we've gone virtually the same amount of games. What do I want to do? Let's just stick to d5. It is the real principled move here. I'm going to take a risk and develop the bishop and try and keep it outside the pawn chain. I'll make sure I've done this, and it's just got to watch out for the pawn forward at some point. I can't really stop d4, so bishop up doesn't do a lot. So bishop up, d4, bishop back. It's whether I want to do that. He gets a development move though, so I don't really want to do that. I'm going to spend an extra move pushing the pawn and challenging the center. But I need to get the bishop and the knight up, so how do I do that? I'm actually going to try and challenge the center directly here. Now I'm a little bit stuck for places, aren't I? Let's bring the knight up first, and then maybe bishop up here, and knight where the bishop is, something like that. That won't happen now. That won't happen now. Now I do have knight up. It checks the other knight over, we hit the pawn, right? Let's come up and hit the pawn, double attack. Bishop back might be a move. He can drop the bishop back, but then he can't castle. So how do we progress now? I'm going to play knight up, this one to come back this way, bishop up and castle, that sort of idea. Excuse me. There's not much else I can do, to be fair, is there? Now I'm going to try and break out here, but what do I do with my knight? Knight here just feels a bit loose. It looks like a move, threatening to jump in, but it feels a bit loose. But he can't easily move his bishop actually, can he? So why not play it then? And maybe bring this knight round. I've got to watch out for an attack here though. So he's played knight up. So I'm going to get my rook off this diagonal now and try and push forward. Maybe get the knight, both knights back over from the side of the board. They look very oddly placed there, don't they? And vulnerable to a quick attack on this side. But pawn forward looks like a move. If he comes forward here, we've got a nice square suddenly appears for this knight. The other one can then come back. Yeah, so he wants to start a quick kingside attack. So I'm just going to get on this queenside attack, drop the bishop back. If he ever pushes here, this knight's suddenly got what looks like a half decent square, but I can't jump back here now, so I've still got to be careful. He does take, so I will take the pawn, but I need to get this knight back, so I might need to move like queen up. Not easy. Knight forward could be a simple move here, but let's drop the bishop back. He could push on, I guess. Bishop up, take, take. Maybe I can do pawn up and come across something like that, but not an easy position. He has come forward. Okay, I'm just going to take. Okay, now I like the look of bishop up here threatening a check. Knight over, maybe we can take and then challenge here. Yeah, I like the look of that. Just play a bishop up. Threatening a check, pressuring the bishop. Can't really stop this. Mind you, I'll have to blockade my bishop if he does it and I ignore it, but I can't really stop it, can I? Rook back or pawn forward. Knight takes, pawn forward. Well, he's brought the knight in. So I could just take and do this and rook back, or I can jump the knight in and hit the rook and the bishop. If he takes my bishop, I can take back. So knight in, if he takes, he hits my queen, so I take back and he's free to move the rook. So I don't like the look of that. So I think I need to take his bishop and then the knight and then drop the rook back. So we'll get rid of the knight. He could go with the rook, I guess, and we can try and pressure the pawn, but he has gone with a pawn. Actually, is rook forward a move here? Stop these pawn pushes. We've got a nice potential here, haven't we? That looks nice. We're going to go forward rather than backwards, but obviously this is a bit of a problem. Potentially anywhere. Sorry, this and this. They're all problems. But again, I've got queen up threatening a check. Hit the pawn. Pawn down hits the knight. So I'm just going to play a queen up. A simple development move. My knight kind of loosely guards the pawn. It's one of them positions that might be about to collapse. But these are obviously very dangerous. But the king, a little bit vulnerable, but not easy to break through. Pawn down. I think I just take the knight. I don't see the knockout blow. This pawn. Wait, so he's walking into this. So can I just take the pawn now? Queen takes, rook takes, knight. So why can't I just take the pawn? Am I missing something here? The knight can't move. I take the queen. If he takes here, I take, he takes, and I take. And he's an isolated pawn. He does have bishop down, though. Knight back. But that seems good, though, doesn't it? It seems good, so I'm going to take it. If I get bishop here, that's really solid. Well, there's a direct attack to the knight now if he doesn't take. Now he does, so we trade. So this could be relatively forcing now. If he comes down and hits the knight, that's a problem. I've already got one sensible square to jump across. But if I can just get the knight across this pawn, maybe we can defend it. Bishop in's still a move, of course, but it's one of them games that looks really wild and crazy, yet it could peter out completely, but we've suddenly got a protected passed pawn of our own if we can keep it. Knight back, pawn down, knight takes. So he's played across to push. So he wants to push there. So knight back, down, knight across, or take. Can I play a rook across? Is his idea that he just simply comes back? Maybe. But a pawn for a pawn, and suddenly you go after the 7th rank and he'll have to trade a rook, but then he's got a passed pawn. So what if I go here or here? Or both of them indeed. Or do I just get my knight back? Here. Take. It's quite a critical point this. Maybe I have to come back. I don't want to, but I'm going to spend a move blockading these pawns and try and get my knight back, I think. Not easy to figure out. Push now, I think I just take. But if rook comes across, then I won't have the option to take. So knight back, bishop in, takes, and he's got connected pawns again. Rook back, take, and he can maybe just push on. So he's played rook back. So can I come here and double up now, or can I pressure this one? I think I can now. Or here, he's got bishop in, hasn't he, because of where my knight is. I'm going to take the chance to get the knight back round. Cover this, mind you, I'm not really covering the centre. I'm at takes, and the suddenly connected pawns. Okay. Here, or here, or here. So if I play this rook across and allow this idea, I simply take. If he takes, I take back. So rook across is a move. These are not moves. He can defend it here. And I've got pawn upright, so that looks like a nice move. But do I need this rook there, here? That allows this and this, so I'm going to do this rook here. If down, I think I push on and hit the rook. And I try and win this pawn, so he might ignore it and push. He has. So I think I take here, and if he takes here, he's got split pawns, so I think I take this one. I'm down a minute on the clock still, or a full minute, so he's protected it, but we've got our own pawn to run now, hopefully. Now, do I do knight round the angles? But he can do this, can't he? Not easy, not easy. So I think I need to start getting on a motor forward. Or do I do this one? How do I do it? I'm just looking at rook up and pushing here, but this is not easy. So he's got 1, 2 moves, but at least I can take at some point. Here. 2. Not easy, not easy. What about rook here? Pawn down, just get behind. Yeah, I'm going to go here and hit the pawn. If he pushes, get behind it. He's guarded, so now can I go here then? Maybe he's got bishop back, but then he's getting a bit defensive. And then I can try and activate my rook if he blockades the file. I think I can activate this rook then. I think I can. I'm miles down on the clock. So he's working for this. So what about up and here? I'll just take. I think I just have to grab the pawn. Now this one. Now he's only got one pawn, but I cannot cover the corner. So that's a slight problem, but I can go after his bishop, right? So I'm going to do that. Oh man, here. I'm looking at this to go here and here. That's what I'm looking at. Do I need to take this first? I do, don't I? I'm going to have to pin his bishop first, and then I need 2 moves to get here. or 2 moves to get here. So here, I've got to go after his king because this pawn's going to be too quick. So he's gone after my pawn and my knight. So I think I can ignore that and go here and hit the bishop. So I'm going to do that. The bishop can't move and hit my rook easily. He could, or actually he can that one, just bishop back. Bishop to f1 won on the spot, didn't it? Here at least I can hit the bishop. Bishop f1, I think he won on the spot there. Maybe he can do the same here, but I can throw a check in. Now there I can go knight forward. Check, up, check, and he wins my rook, so that's no good. Knight here, no good. Here, takes, no good. What about this then? Or do I hang my knight? Here, check, here, check. Block, and I'll lose my rook, so that's over. So here, I'm going to have to go here. Oh, it's the same blunder. It's the same blunder, isn't it? What the hell have I done? It's the same blunder. What the heck have I done here? What the heck have I done? I've just messed this up completely. I'm going to get his rook off the board and then go after this. Check, I can actually block with the knight. Otherwise I'd go here and he's got this check as well. My knight's out of the game. I'm just trying to check here and get this rook off the board and then go behind his pawn. That's all I can see now. And then I've got this potentially. And I guard this. If I'm really lucky, check and I can blockade. Or I need an extra move here. So get rid of that rook. Okay, but now I go up here. Here, down, here. No, he's still got that check. I have to go behind the pawn immediately and then... Oh, he's taken. Wait, but if I get this, I'm going to be better, surely. If I can just get this in, I must be better, right? Now, he can't take because of this. He can check and back. Takes and I run, right? Do I go forward here then? I think I do. If he takes, I just run my pawn. Because I'm already behind his pawn. And I've got the extra one here. So, does it matter which one I go on here? I think I can actually guard this now. Now he doesn't have the option to take. If he pushes here, he's going to have to get his king across somehow. And I've got this. Okay. I'm looking at, actually, no, here, I want to push this pawn. Oh, that's the wrong square, isn't it? Because then my king's in a net. I need to push these two up. But if he goes after this, I just let him take and I take here. I should have just stayed where I was and just pushed the pawn. Then he has to concede ground, yeah. Well, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. So I have to go here, because if he takes, it was a check. Now I can take. Here, he takes with a check, but I get out. Okay. Well, wait, can I take? No, I can't take with a pawn, because he takes. But now I push my pawn. I'm down to 2 minutes and miles down. But he has to get his king over here. Okay, so in, and I think I push here. It is a check, so he's gone back, so he's realised. But now I'll stop him coming back here, and I'll push this pawn. Okay, let's hit the rook. So he's doing the same thing again, isn't he? But check now, I'm safe to take because I can get back. If he does it right now, I'm safe to take. And he's going to have to get behind my pawn at some point or run the king over. And maybe I can deflect him. He's gone there. So where does he now go? Okay, but now I get forward. Oh, he gets check. So here, I'm trying to edge forward. Now, if I just get the pawn up. Now I'm threatening to push with a check. I'm not sure if I check here because there is a risk. Okay, but just drop forward. Then right to the corner if he comes here. Then I've got a second pawn. See, if he takes here, I just take here. So here, check, I just go here, right? Yeah, here. Threatening to get forward. So here, here. Yeah, this is winning. This is a position you want. This is a forced win. Now, is he really not going to resign? He doesn't have to, of course, but got plenty of time. I just need to get the king to the edge of the board somewhere. Just making sure he's got at least one legal square. There, he's on the edge of the board. Now we just come in. Okay, that was a really good game, wasn't it? Really, really good. Let's see how we played it in engine language. So we just pause. Could have gone either way. That 88 moves. Wow. Move times for both players there. That's a lot of moves. So let's see how we actually played it. It felt like we did pretty well, certainly in the end game, but I felt like I'd made a mistake in the opening and I was a bit worse. So let's just see. So where are we here? Move 52. We're much better. +4. You can see lots of ups and downs, so lots of little mistakes here and there. There's a big one. +5 to +2.4. So we've made a bit of a blunder there. Oh, we're better from move 25. Move 25. Yeah, we are worse here in the opening. -2. So there's going to be blunders from both of us here. So we finished with 93% versus 91% accuracy and just the one blunder each. So I must have blundered around 22, an opponent around here or something. So let's just see. So round about move 22, but it'll be in red here somewhere. I blundered with rook e to e2, an opponent with knight to c4. So we'll just very quickly flick through. We're just trying to still stick to principles and challenge for the center, get our pieces, develop castle, and then worry about what to do. It's just a bit of a long drawn-out way of doing it for this game. We're obviously both completely out of theory here. This is not standard at all. And here, you know, he's taken a really big risk, but he can maybe just blast on. Yeah, here I should have played f6 to lock the pawn instead of bishop up. So that's my big mistake in the opening. That's why it went to +2. So that's a big mistake, but it's not given a blunder. In knight in instead of here was the reply. That's a blunder from our opponent, is it? Yeah, that's an opponent's blunder. I thought there was 2. Is that his only blunder? That's his only blunder. That's our opponent's only blunder of the game when it's level, and yet we still built up a big advantage. So we're now 1.2 better, and we just get gradually better for the whole way through the game. So it was right to blockade the pawn there, get the knight across. We won a pawn, we won a second pawn, then we traded. So now we're 3 pawns up, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 2, but this could easily win the game, and we can't easily guard the corner because of the bishop. So that's why I went after the bishop, taking a little bit of a risk in here. Here, I should have played knight across instead of rook forward. So that was my blunder. But I'm still 2.4 better. But yeah, I saw that move, didn't I? Once I'd made the move, bishop to f1. It might just win the game on the spot because I might have to concede my knight. So why does that not lose on the spot? Because I'm still better. Bishop to f1. Oh, I can drop the rook back. I didn't even see that, actually. If I'd have spotted that in the game, I'd have said, okay, I've wasted a little bit of a move, but I've got our opponent off the diagonal, but I could actually come back and guard the knight. That's why. Okay, that's all I needed with that one. And yeah, I've managed to get a rook off, get behind his pawn. And now I'm suddenly, what, 4 pawns against 2. And here, if he takes here, I take here. He takes here, and I'm just 2 of it against 1 here. But it still says plus 4.3 for me. And it's not flagging any bad mistakes here from either player. So we're both playing this pretty well. H4 was an inaccuracy. So it was okay to take with a king. You can see these are all clean moves right the way to the end of the game, actually. I've got no more mistakes. Just a couple of inaccurate moves from opponent, but no more mistakes. So I played this really well then. Just manoeuvring and trying to get the pawns forward. And then eventually he's made the decision to trade the pawns here. But yeah, this is a winning position for me, because once you get this position, this is an automatic, you know, forced queen, as long as you don't deliberately blunder it type of thing. But this is just all you do here. And then we're just trying to get the king to the side of the board without a stalemate. And then the king's definitely got a couple of moves. Just bring your king in and checkmate one way or the other. So that was a really good game. Very, very good.